Let's just do it right away. Hi guys, hi everyone. We're going to be discussing the latest news pretty soon. Let us know how the audio is. Let us know if you can hear us. Ali, hi Ali, Ali Shapam.
Hi, man. Hi, Ali.
Oh,
How's it
Josh.
going?
Josh is saying sup up public. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Okay, who's on the YouTube live chat? Do you guys see?
Yeah, there's Beach, there's Michael, there's another godless atheist, there's Mars,
Mike is
Suha,
there.
Barakat,
Chris.
JSJ.
Okay, cool. We're live both on Facebook and YouTube. So yeah, we're gonna go over the news for people that are new here, don't know what's going on. We're covering the news on atheism, religion. Um, Josh is saying audio is good. By the way, sorry guys, last week we had technical difficulties. I was in Amsterdam and the hotel had some firewall stuff on it. I don't know why we couldn't do live streaming. Now I'm in Berlin. Tomorrow I'm gonna be in London. But yeah, John is saying the audio is good. Great, great. Everybody is saying hope things are great overseas. Armin, thank you, Mars. All right, so let's just cut the fluff. By the way, we just was discussing before on the show. Just one last thing, that this is the hosts are ex-Muslim, ex-Christian, and ex-Hindu, right? So we're missing an ex-Jewish host. Hopefully, we'll find one at some point, a good person to basically with all the backgrounds necessary to cover all related news. Anyways, Ali, what's the first news?
Our first bit of news is out of Britain. A pair is arrested over plot to kill female relative who renounced Islam. So two men in their 50s and late 40s have been arrested in Britain over a female relative who left Britain to go to Slovenia with her husband, and she also left Islam. So they had been plotting to kill her. They had done a whole bunch of strange things, made video calls. So there's a lot of proof that they were doing this. And so that this murder plot that they were building up had stretched not only from Britain, but back to people at home in Afghanistan, and also to where she was in Slovenia. So
So
the
international.
authorities had been looking for them for a while, and finally they were arrested. The relative who they were trying to kill was 25 years old, by the way.
There's so much trouble to kill one person because they left Islam.
Yes.
It's a lot of planning. Yep.
Also, the family is originally from Afghanistan. I don't know if I said that.
Yeah.
There's a few different countries that play here. So
Yeah. Slovenia, Afghanistan, and the United Kingdom. It's weird. But by the way, for people that say that this is not Islamic, this is as Islamic as you could get, right? There are some things that people blame on Islam, and it's not really Islam. This one is definitely Islam. Killing apostates, killing people that live Islam. There's multiple Sahih hadiths, and this is authentic hadith in Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, which is basically it's only second to the Quran when it comes to authority. Most of Islamic laws, most Islamic rules come from the hadith, not the Quran, and this is the most authentic hadith. There's multiple places where it specifically says that you have to kill people that leave Islam. So if anybody tells you that this is not Islam, then almost 90% of what we know about Islam goes out the window with the hadith. So yeah, but this is thank you for thanks to the police, the UK police, right, for stopping this before.
yes,
Yeah, good job.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, it's weird that people look at the amount of obsession that people had. Like why do you think like they like could they not like they were constantly thinking like look how much it bothered them. Somebody left Islam, and they could have just been like, oh fuck it, and like Allah will take care of it. But they were so obsessed with it, they had to take care of it. Like it was bothering their mind, thinking about how much it was bothering them that they had to make all these plans to go just kill somebody. They couldn't just let it go. Like why? Do you know, how were they related to you? Go on.
It actually went like as far as them blacking out all the windows of their home, so that nobody could see what it was they were planning inside. I mean, this was very extensive. They put winter tires on their vehicles so that they could drive to both countries,
Wow.
and do what law enforcement believed were surveillance trips. So, yeah, like this was this was an elaborate plot here.
The poor woman. This is scary. All right, Shobham, what do you think? Let's see the top comments as well.
Man, I don't know what to say. I mean, this is like crazy as fuck. Islam, I guess. I mean, I don't really have much to say. I mean, it is left me dumbfounded. These two going around for that one woman.
Yeah.
This is
This is nuts. They should make a movie out of this. Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew is saying they love their relatives to pieces. Adam is saying their religion is one of I think this is not right. One of peace and empowering to women. Antonia saying believe what I believe or die. This planet needs to be nuked. Time for a new life to start at ground zero. Ah, that's a bit extreme. JT is saying such a peaceful religion that Islam is. That joke is getting too old, guys. Come up with new material.
Come up with a better one.
Come up with new material. Chrissy is saying glad Armin is bringing attention to this. Well, it's not me. It's first of all, Anna. Thank you for Anna because she picks the news. She's the one that brings attention to this. But yeah, thank you, Chrissy. But guys, like Atheist Republic is a team effort, right? I just show up and just read what the entire team has prepared for me. Okay, so let's give credit to the entire team. But thank you. Anyways, should we go to the next news? Wait.
Yep.
Yeah, next news.
Okay.
Out of the UK, a Sikh MP slams Boris Johnson over racist remarks against Muslim women. We actually spoke about Boris Johnson right before the elections were held for Prime Minister in the UK, and to which he was being criticized heavily for things that were written in a book that he had said back in 2006. And he was also anti-Muslim. So at the time we were like, okay, well, the guy just speaks his mind about religious topics. Didn't really have a problem, but he apparently just keeps doing it, which again, I don't necessarily think is wrong until he made a comment like this one saying that Muslim women look like bank robbers and letterboxes. But again, this is stuff that they're digging out that he said before he was made prime minister. So these were statements that were made back in 2018 to the Daily Telegraph. And this Sikh MP is saying that this is terrible, that Boris Johnson should apologize for the statements that he made. And, Mr. Boris Johnson is the same guy who is also saying that they have the most diverse cabinet in history, the country, and wanted people in the Labour section to apologize for anti-Semitic statements made within their party. So
Boris is doing the same thing that they're doing, like, I'm not racist, you're racist, you're anti-Semites. Yes. I mean, he does have a point, though, they are anti-Semites. But I mean, come on, like, what do you think? Like, these people are just, I think they just do your job. Like, stop, like, I think they know how hot these topics, this identity politics stuff are. And they're trying to take cheap jabs at each other instead of actually doing your job. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I also think that these are great ways for Boris to kind of distract everyone. I think he's very much like Donald Trump in that aspect. He loves the fact that people get hung up on this kind of stuff and aren't paying attention to what it is he's actually doing.
Is it racist to say people in Niqabs look like bank robbers? I mean, they do.
Racist, no. Racist, no. Prejudice, maybe.
But they do though. They do look like. I mean, if you have a mask and you put bank rob, if you want to go rob a bank, you cover everything except the eye, and that's what they're doing as well. They look the same. So
people tell me I look like a lion.
Yeah, is that hateful? You do actually.
I mean, you can either take that as a compliment or an insult. I think it depends on you.
I mean, look at the MP.
It would have to be a male lion, Shubham, right? Because of my mane.
Yeah.
That's what makes me look like a lion. So yeah, I could take offense. I could find a way to take offense to that. But okay. But yeah, saying that they look like a trash can obviously is not.
But did he say trash can? He said letterbox.
He didn't. He said letterboxes.
Yeah, that's hateful. I mean, what the what's? I mean, you can't.
It's rude.
I mean, look at the MP. Okay. Look at the MP. Look at the picture of the MP, right? With he looks like a cherry. Does he not look like a cherry? With the red thing and the black stick. Well, I don't know what he's wearing a red turban. And
He loves. No, he purposely looks like this. He purposely looks silly and like a clown all the time.
No, but he looks like a cherry. Is that hateful to say?
I don't think so.
Okay, so, I mean, I know people are just chill, guys. Like, come on. Like, is this, like, people are dying and there's bombing each other and there's, like, starvation going on. And you're like, oh, like, like, Boris Johnson said this thing about the letterboxes thing how many years ago? When was that? It's been a while.
It was last year.
And people are still like, this MP, Sikh MP guy is bringing it up now. Like, I mean, come on, just let it go. It's over. Like, is this something that is worth, like, people, you're spending taxpayer money. Every minute you could be solving solutions for your country, like coming up with solutions for your problems in your country. And you're talking about, you're bringing back this? I mean, come on, get over it. It's not that big of a deal. It's just, I don't know.
Siva in our chat is saying Boris Johnson was arguing that Muslim women should be allowed to wear what they want, even though he disagreed with the burqa. So if that's what the original article that he said they looked like litter boxes is, that was, again, he's giving a flower and striking with a hand, I guess.
No.
Legal was rude, but still, I mean.
No, so see, there's two things happening, right? One is Boris Johnson was actually defending their rights, but also made a comment that they found as offensive. But when it comes to what actually impacts your life, he was defending your rights. But when it comes to saying offensive thing, that doesn't impact your life unless you choose to get offended over it, right? So between the thing that he was doing for Muslim women to give them the rights and the offensive thing that he said, they choose to focus on the offensive things he said instead of actually, you know what I mean? Like they're not focusing on things that actually makes a difference in people's lives. They're actually just focusing on how could I get offended today? How could I make this about me getting offended? Even though the real impact on their lives, what he was doing was making a difference, was trying to make a difference that actually had real impact on their lives, which actually giving them, was defending their right to wear whatever they want. So, yeah, congratulations for missing the entire point. I mean, I'm not defending the guy. I'm not sure, but it seems like I'm not. I don't know actually much if I'm gonna like Boris Johnson or not. It seems like, I don't know actually. Yeah, I don't follow UK politics that much, so I'm not defending him, ma'am. But in that specific situation, you guys missed the entire point. I don't know. But let me see what.
We got a super chat.
Oh wow!
Nilofer Rahman, thank you so much for the support.
Yeah, thank you, Nilofer. That's very kind. Let me see. Ross is saying we're getting a little bit of an echo today, guys. I don't know why. Ross is saying everyone seems to forget that the article in which he made those comments was actually in an argument against banning the burqa and the niqab. Yeah, exactly. That's Russ. We actually didn't forget that. We actually brought that up. But yeah, so exactly, like between the things that actually you see, it's very interesting because I always tell Muslims it's better to get offended than to be discriminated against. But they get so hung up over defending them, they think they have the right not to get offended, and they miss actually fighting for real rights for themselves and others because they get hung up over little things like this. Anyways, anybody else? Yeah, by the way, thank you again, Nilofer. That's very sweet. Let me see if I see some people on Facebook are saying I agree. Can we get back to the asset? No, what's that? All right, let's go to the next news. Hold on, let me load it first. All right, it's loaded.
Next bit of news is out of Nebraska, USA. A Christian pastor says abortion gives demons a blood right to school shootings. I don't know how these people, I was talking to Shubham before this. I don't know how these people exist at all. But Hank Kuhneman and his wife, Brenda, do One Voice Ministries. I guess this is a vlog show. But anyways, they They have said some pretty wild and crazy, outlandish things. They think that speaking in tongues cures cancer. They've been on the Jim Baker show. I always talk about Jim Baker and his past and how he's a con man. But to add to this list, now they're saying that if you legalize abortion in the United States, this gives demons a blood right to bring violence into public schools. They've also said things like...
Is there a video? Can I play the video?
There is a video, yes.
Oh, I should have prepared this. Hold on, let me see if I could play the video. But anyway, while the video... Oh, yeah. While we wait for the video... Is this? Go away. How do I get rid of this pop-up?
Oh, no. What pop-up? Is it like a pop-up saying you have a virus?
No. It's telling me to remove the ad block. Hold on, let me try it again. But how did they think the demons the demons can't... What is it? Hold on. Actually, let's just play the video. I fixed it. Hold on. I'm gonna go...
God is going to hold us accountable when we're electing people into office that are pro-choice, pro-abortion. I know you'll probably bring that up, but truth of the matter is, I believe God's going to hold the church accountable. The Bible says that judgment must begin at the house of God. We got to look at ourselves and what we're allowing to have liberty in the nation that is a hindrance to the gospel. Just those things Hank was talking about. So we've got to rise up.
Yeah, I'm going to move quickly because I want to share some prophecies with you as well. But let's talk about abortion. We need to stop voting these people in office. Here's why.
Yeah.
Blood and spirit go together. Genesis chapter 2, in verse 7, it says that God formed man out of the dust of the earth and breathed into him the breath of life. Okay, plural. He had the ability to operate in the spirit realm and in the natural. And it says that he became a living soul. Leviticus 17:11, the life of all flesh is in the blood. When God breathed into man, that clay man from the earth that he was made from, blood began to flow and spirit began to be the life of the flesh as well, because it was in the blood. So blood and spirit go together. This is why witches use animal sacrifices. They use human sacrifices because it draws a spirit as a medium to carry out certain agendas.
That's right.
The enemy now, since the legalizing of abortion on our land, has carried out the agenda of hell and has released spirits over our land. This is why there is such a fight right now on our land. Who is going to get the blood right of the United States of America? God is wanting, through the shed blood of his Son, to release his spirit with another great awakening. But if we are fear-prone, divided, and shedding innocent blood through abortion and legalizing it and voting people in, it's furthering the agenda of the demonic blood right for those spirits then to rule over our land and take prayer out of the schools.
Come on.
Right?
That's
Bring
right.
violence to our schools now.
So
I saw
powerful.
someone say it used to be prayers in the school, now it's bullets. Okay? We have people that are confused in their gender identity. Okay? It's released a whole lot of Pandora's box. When we shut that door, I'm telling you, it's part of what is going to unleash the greatest move of God that this nation has ever seen. That's why in New York City, when that governor and those were voting in that you can kill a child in the womb up to 9 months and even an hour after the womb, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. And you who vote these people in need to do a heart check.
Yes.
Are you on the Lord's side? Do you really understand that you're hindering God's agenda? You're furthering through a legal blood right of the shedding of human blood in the womb, the furthering of the demonic agenda of hell to destroy this nation. And these politicians who are bent on liberalism and evil, they don't care about the church, they don't care about the life of a child in a womb, and they don't care about the future of America that has the invasion of God to it.
Okay, that was a bunch of nonsense. Did you guys hear that, or was it just me?
No, I can't hear it, but I do
couldn't
have
hear
to
it
say that
either.
I loved reading the live chat while that video was playing. Their reactions were awesome.
Okay, that was. I mean, I don't even know how to respond. But like these people, like, look, they have a lot of notes and glasses and they in front of them, and they're like highlighting different part of scripture as if like there are a lot of people that watch this and think that there's some heavy level of analysis going on here, that these people are so smart. But look how loose the connections are. Oh, God breathed into Adam, and that's where the life came, and that's blood. Life is blood, so spirits are connected to blood, and that's why you need to spill blood to do spiritual things.
Okay, you can just shorten it to it's a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, but no, but I know, but think about just how loosely they connect the dots with that. It's just so easy, right? And they think they're doing science. But anyway, we got another super chat. Wow, Sivos, £5. Thank you so much. Had a great time at the Bali. Oh yeah, in Amsterdam. Hope for more in the future. Weather was perfect. Yes, thank you, Siva.
Thank you, Siva.
Thank you so much. Let me see what the top comments are. I laughed so hard during that video. I was then quickly and fearfully reminded that people legitimately believe this shit. John is saying makes perfect sense. Patrick saying, and yet, no, that's too long of a comment, so yeah, I will let go. But guys, when you see this stuff, just remember that this is not like just a fringe, crazy group of people. This is a lot of people that take this shit seriously. A lot of people. And you can't just dismiss it as like, man, these people are crazy. Wow, what a world we live in. We can't just ignore this stuff. We have to figure out how to fix this, right? It's we atheists can't just always be like, look at these stuff and like, wow, people, they're so stupid. Wow, haha, look at that. You have to actually, when you look at this, it has to scare the shit out of you, and you also have to figure out what can we do about it. You have to actively think about what we can do about it, right? And don't say we can't do anything about it. People are too stupid, because people, if you look at Enlightenment movement and other things, there have been times in history where people have become a lot more aware. So there are things that work. So don't just give up on people. Anyways, let's go to the next news.
Next news is out of Germany. North Indians protest against serving of beef in Germany. Police say this is not your country to hold a protest. So there's an Indian consulate in Germany that holds an Indian festival annually. And it turns out that one of the food vendors there, actually serves beef. And a few North Indian visitors were in an uproar because the consumption of beef is obviously prohibited in many Hindu scriptures. And the event goers took the case to the police, who said this isn't your country to protest in. So German authorities made it clear they don't have any qualms about food choices and don't mind what people eat.
Okay, so Shobham, explain to us. North India is a lot more.
Yeah, North India is it's a group of states Uttar Pradesh and many other states. It's like the equivalent of the Bible Belt in India. I mean, it is known as the Cow Belt in India.
So North
it is equivalent to the Bible
North
Belt.
India is where all the religious
Yeah, not all. I mean, but it is very concentrated, and it is like the hub of Hinduism. I mean, that's where you'll find the most extreme Hindus and everything.
But this is in Germany, and North Indians in Germany are protesting serving beef in Germany. What the what the
hell? Mean, I'm not surprised actually, because I mean that sounds like something they would do. Okay, so first is that the Indian consulate is serving beef from a dish from Kerala, and Kerala is a southern state in India.
Yeah, which beef is allowed in southern.
Yeah, beef is 100% allowed in Kerala, and they're serving their own dish of beef. And this North Indians, they're like extreme Hindus and everything. They're like, no, you are an Indian, that means you are an Hindu, and that means if you are an Indian and Hindu, that means you cannot eat beef, that means we cannot eat beef, and that means you have to ban the beef. We are offended, you need to ban beef.
Okay, so think about the arrogance of these people, okay? The arrogance on two levels, right? First of all, you're in fucking Germany, motherfuckers. You can't tell people not to eat beef. I mean, you shouldn't be able to tell beef anywhere to anybody, right? But you're in Germany, and you're enforcing your religious rules in Germany, okay? Second of all, so that German, but you also are offended because this is the Indian consulate. So as if your North Indian values is supposed to represent all of India,
North Indians. I mean, I don't want to be racist, okay, but I will be called racist for this.
Okay.
But North Indians, many North Indians, they act as if they are the representatives of the whole country. I mean,
Right.
if you look at the stereotypes Western people usually have of India,
Right.
I mean, it is mostly North Indian.
Right.
It's
Okay.
mostly North Indian. They act as they are the, I mean, they are the top class. I mean, they are the descendants of Aryans. They act as if they are superior to every other race, and they act as if they are the representatives of the country to foreign
Yeah.
people, and they try to represent everything. I mean, they say Indian culture, while actually there is nothing called Indian culture. It's just North Indian culture. Different
Y-
parts in
y-
India have different cultures.
They think they're Aryans, don't you? Right?
Yeah, they think they're
Because I
Aryans.
had some North Indian people coming to me because I'm from Iran, and Iranians think they're Aryans too, and they got this North India like to like, oh, you have to tap into your Aryan heritage, or like, I'm North Indian, we're Aryan brothers. I was like, what the fuck? Anyways, but here's
That's true. I mean, that's actually like interesting because many North Indians I know they like don't like the name India. They prefer Hindustan. They don't even prefer Hindu. They prefer something else because these terms were coined by Persians.
right. But also, like, a lot of people are afraid of like creeping Sharia in Europe and stuff, but they don't like. But this is creeping Hinduism, isn't it? Like
Yeah, it
enforcing.
is.
Yeah. So this is, if you're worried about creeping Sharia, be also be consistent. This is scary as well. By the way, somebody in the Facebook live chat is asking how they could participate in the chat that is showing up on the screen on the left side. Well, for that, you have to actually hop over to YouTube. Come subscribe to our YouTube channel. So when we go live with the news, everything right on the live chat of the news will permanently be there on every news that we cover. So yeah, so YouTube live chat shows up on the screen, but Facebook live chat, I'm just watching it on my phone. Let me see what the top comment is. By the way, this article was removed after a while, even though
Yeah,
it didn't.
this article was removed from one site that is National Herald. This article is available in different other sites, but from this site it was removed.
But
I don't
what?
know, maybe pressure from North Indians,
But yeah,
probably.
because it wasn't fake news, because other news, other
Yeah.
places, other Indian mainstream media kept it. So the interesting, if they removed it, it does make, like, you're right. It must have just a lot of pressure from some
Yeah,
of these.
I mean, North Indians have pressured people into canceling events and anything related to beef and cows,
Right.
just because they have the power in the government.
Okay, so the top comment says, "We love your country and freedom it grants to us, but we will make sure it goes away." So yeah, basically they're coming to a country where it provides you for freedom, and now you're using that freedom to take other people's freedom away. Natalia is saying they should be thankful and appreciate cause they have probably better life instead of impose on rules. I don't know if that was proper English, but didn't sound like it. Florian, sorry, Florian is saying, I do not eat beef. However, I would never dare tell someone else what they can or cannot eat. It's called common sense and respect for others. Not everyone seems to have these values. All right, should we go to the next news?
Next news is out of London. A Muslim woman's niqab is ripped off as she's beaten in a London street in front of her horrified children. So sad. So a Muslim woman was walking with her niqab and her children, and she was repeatedly punched in the face by a woman who tried tearing her clothes off of her. The attacker was shouting, "Go back to your country. Why are you wearing this?" The police tweeted out that the police are aware of the incident where a lady was assaulted and her headscarf pulled off. The female believed responsible had been arrested, and police are still investigating. Additional patrols are in place.
These kids are scarred for life, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Oh my God! Imagine
that is the best way to reinforce to children that they are indeed hated by the people in the country in which they live. I think it's sick what that woman did by pulling off this woman's niqab and punching her in the face repeatedly in front of her children. Was she made she traumatized people who are going to grow up and remember this incident forever.
I remember actually seeing my dad, somebody getting into a fight with my dad at one point, and that was really emotionally, like I was a kid, and emotionally that was really bad. But I can't imagine if I saw somebody beat up my mom, and I'm a kid. Holy shit, that is damaging to a kid's mind for a very, very long time. But what the fuck do these people think? Like, I mean, even if you hate Islam, and even if you actually go beyond hating Islam and you actually turn into a bigot and you hate Muslims, right? I mean, then what do you think is going to happen when you take someone's hijab off by force and start beating them? Like, what is the end goal here? I don't even understand. Like,
Does she really think that by punching her in front of her children, the woman's going to be so scared she's just going to tuck tail and run home? She is home.
Right.
That's where she is. She's home.
Yeah, but okay, but if you want to be a bigot, at least be a strategic bigot. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
I mean, what is this gonna do? I don't even understand. Like, what is the like? I don't even understand what. Anyways, yeah, but look at the top comment says. See, here's what I don't like. This is subtle, a little bit subtle version of, bigotry. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing something that is not there. Eric is saying, I had to find out if the beating was done by strangers or her husband, because the title was vague and there was always a high likelihood of either scenario. Like, what? Like, I think, where does it suggest that there was the husband?
I guess she's one of those commenters who only read the title and they refuse to open an article and find out what it's about. It says Muslim woman's niqab is ripped off as she's beaten in a London street in front of her horrified children. It doesn't say woman on woman or anything like that. So I guess she just couldn't be bothered to click on an article and read. So she had to make a comment.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's Eric, so I think it's a guy, but I think you're right. I mean, I think people try to, when people like are so anti-Muslim, again, we are anti-Islam, okay? But when people are anti-Muslim and you bring up a story that shows that a Muslim person was like mistreated or abused, they always want to, their comment is bringing attention away from the story and trying to bring attention to Muslims being oppressors or doing bad things. Like, so for example, I think what this comment is trying to do when we're trying to bring attention to a Muslim being mistreated is to remind you that, a lot of Muslim men beat their wives. You know what I mean? Like, completely miss the point and try, like, it's kind of like a subtle whataboutism without actually saying it. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think that's what's going on here. Somebody else is saying, wish I was there. No way I would have stood back and just watched. Well, that's good. This is a long comment, so I'm not going to read it. Ben is saying the kids are probably used to it because their dad does that at home all the time. Holy shit. Wow, I didn't. Okay. You have no idea, Ben, what you're talking about. You don't know these people. You don't know how they live. And, instead of, like, look at these people, okay? Again, this guy has a top fan badge on the Atheist Republic. So this guy is one of our top fans, and this is what they're saying. Okay, again, look, we're bringing attention to problems within our own community. Ben is the type of person that looks at a story when a Muslim woman is being beaten up for her hijab, and he instead of thinking like, oh wow, this is horrible, poor woman, the poor children, he thinks like, I'm going to bring attention to the fact that, I think, I'm going to just make an assumption about these people. Like, well, she's used to it because, Muslim men. First of all, it's not true, okay? First, Islam promotes wife beating. We don't deny that. But most Muslim men are better than Islam, okay? Most Muslim men don't beat their wives, okay? Most Muslim men don't beat their wives. So you're wrong about that. And you're just trying to take attention away from a horrific crime because you're so bigoted that everything about Muslims has to be a negative story against the Muslims. And you cannot tolerate any other form of a story. It's like, what's wrong with you? Let me see if there's somebody commenting on this. Tommy is agreeing. No, there's no decent comment responding to it. Raphael is saying, just wondering what is so funny for the 52 people and persons in this group. I thought it was a group for atheists, not for morons with no empathy. Well, that's okay. So I appreciate Raphael not being in favor of this, but we always say atheists. We don't think atheists are better than other people. What we advocate is that atheists are just like, they're not inferior to other people. So everybody that says, I thought atheists were supposed to be this or that, well, you assumed wrong. So one reason why we don't ban these people from the page is so that you don't think, so that you see that atheists could be assholes and bigots as well. But so let's see the reactions. We got 126 laughing reactions, but we also got 624 angry reactions, right? So let's be fair here. We got 624 angry reactions. I mean, it's still very bad that you got 126 laughing reactions, but don't make it, when you say, oh, I didn't know, what was the comment? Let's go look at the comment again. See, this is a misrepresentation of what's happening. Say, I thought it was a group for atheists, not for morons with no empathy. Really? So what about the angry reactions? Like, you just assume now the entire group is like those morons that are laughing at this? Overgeneralization here. Okay. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm personally bothered by those 11 heart reactions. Like, who gave this a heart reaction?
Well, we don't know what they're hearting.
Yes.
So that's why I let those kind of slide away. We don't know. We don't know if they're hearting the fact that, the police have arrested the woman. Maybe they read the whole article and they left the article feeling like, well, good. We don't know. So
yeah, or maybe some people like hearting the fact that Atheist Republic is sharing a story about the fact that Muslims are oppressed. Like people like, so yeah, the hard comment could be, the hard reaction could be anything. We're like, oh wow, Atheist Republic actually is not always anti-Muslim. In fact, it's defending Muslims against abuse. So they might be hearting that. So we don't know what that is, but the laughing reaction is definitely something that, like, what the fuck, what is this, right? Anyways, anything that we need to read in the comment, in the live stream comment section?
There was a comment that was made that was terrible in our live stream, but it doesn't have anything to do with our news broadcast, so I'm just going to leave it. Okay. But no, I don't agree with Noblasi saying that Muslims have no business being in Europe. I believe that.
Well,
not.
Well, that's not. Well. I mean, that's.
Highly disagree. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, I mean, European Enlightenment values disagree with that. So, I mean, if you believe that, you're betraying Enlightenment values from Europe.
Yeah.
Right? That's a different conversation. Anyways, next news.
Next bit of news is out of Mississippi, USA. A Christian-owned wedding venue refuses to host mixed-race wedding because of Jesus. So the sister found out that a Boone's Camp event hall in Booneville, Mississippi, would not host her brother's wedding. So she went down there with her camera, wanting to know face-to-face, have them explain to her why they would not host her brother's wedding. And it turns out because the lady who works there is racist and wanted to use the Bible as an excuse for her racism. So Armin is going to play the video. Do you want to play that before or after I explain even more of what's going on here?
I'll play it. It's only 40 seconds, so let me just... Yep. All right, let's go full screen and then audio to the max and play.
First of all, we don't do gay weddings or mixed.
Wait, the audio is way too low. Can people hear this? Hold on.
First of all, we don't do gay weddings or mixed race.
Okay, so why not?
Because of our Christian race. I mean, our Christian belief.
Okay, we're Christians as well. So,
yes,
what in the Bible tells you that?
Well, I don't want to argue my faith.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, we just don't participate.
Okay.
We just choose not to.
Okay, so that's your Christian belief, right?
Yes,
okay.
Okay, that was short. That was short and sweet. Okay, good.
Okay, so this woman ends up apologizing later, saying that she spoke with her pastor. Nowhere in the Bible does it mention anything that that interracial couples shouldn't get married. And actually, this is a bit of a debate among many Christians who also like to deny this. But if anyone reads Numbers 25, and they read about Phineas, Phineas was praised by God. Not only Phineas, but anything that came from his seed for the rest of eternity was praised by God because he avenged God's honor by killing an interracial couple. Some people argue that they were interreligious, and some people argue that they're interracial. So, yeah, this has been used by white supremacists for a long time. There's even a group out there called the Phineas Priesthood, who still exists to this day. They are listed as a terrorist organization. They do not like people of different religions. They do not like people of different races. And they don't like the government. So Numbers 25 is a very controversial, I guess, piece out of the Bible, that if somebody were so to choose that they wanted to be racist because religion, there they go. There's their past. Same reason why they hate gay people. They pick little pieces out of the Bible here and there. They can do that with this too. So I think this lady's sick. I mean, I think she's really messed up. I don't think that we should be using this archaic book to start finding reasons to hate people. Like I was talking to Armin and Shubham earlier, you could probably find a reason to hate turtles in the Bible. You can make anything up from this terribly worded book, and you can do whatever you want. And the thing is, the reason why people can still do this, and the reason why people can turn to the Bible and say, well, religious freedom, is because Mississippi has a law stating this. So this is not against the law necessarily. You'd think, oh, okay, well, regardless of anything, she's denying somebody's service based on race. That is terrible. That is against the law. This lady should face some legal. No, because Mississippi has a law saying religious freedom, right? You can deny anyone based on anything if it goes against your religious beliefs.
Wow. Okay. Well, that was perfect. I'm not going to add anything to that. Shubham, do you have anything to add?
I'm always like interested by these religious freedom laws. Like, if I suddenly create new religions and my religion asks me to overthrow the government or something like that,
Right.
will they allow me to overthrow the government there?
Or what if
Then
you're...
I think I can make better laws than them. I think I can run I think I can run Mississippi better.
What if I have a religion that says other people shouldn't have religious freedom?
Yeah.
So yeah, you just broke the whole system. But when she says she talks to the pastor and then she realized the Bible doesn't say that, so that means that if the Bible says like, hey, commit genocide, they're like, yeah, okay. Right? Like I mean, do you think like which one happens? Do you think these people are racist and then they try to find the Bible excuses in the Bible, or are they become racist because of their view, because of their interpretation of the Bible?
I think no one is like born a bigot or a racist. I mean, they're indoctrinated as a child, and that's how they grow up, and then they find excuses for their behavior as well.
Well, that's how my parents, I mean, in the South especially, my parents were very racist. My mother used the Bible. This is why I know very much about Numbers 25. My mother used the Bible saying that interracial couples should not mix. It says in the Bible, it says two different yolks should not mix, right? So my mother was also the same kind of woman who used this. I was taught this way. Some people will embrace what their parents teach. Some people will reject what their parents teach. I feel like I was lucky enough to be in a situation where I said, you know what, all this hatred, all this terrible things that they're trying to push on me and teach me, I reject. So maybe it's a learned behavior that way. I don't know. But
So
it's common.
but are you technically a racist if you have no issues with interracial couples, but are just against it because Bible? You know what I mean? Like you're like, I don't care, but it says so in the Bible, so that's what I'm going with. Are you technically a racist if you're just
That's a good question, because it would really come down to, what does it mean that you're against it? Like, how far are you willing to go to be against it, right? I have friends who are against gay marriage, friends friends that are against my personal interests, right? And my personal freedoms and my personal rights. So, and do I consider them bigots? I don't. They love me. They respect me. They're good to me. Their belief doesn't interfere. They don't take it any further than just what they feel in their head. They're not voting on the issues. They're not physically trying to do anything to stop it. So I don't know. I feel like that's a good question. It all comes down to what are you doing because you're against it?
Okay. All right. Let's go to the next news.
Next news is out of Florida. These Florida Christians think their prayers will stop Hurricane Dorian. So I guess this news is just a pinch old. But a bunch of Christians who seem to think their magical words keep Hurricane Dorian away from Florida gathered at Jacksonville Beach Pier to tell the storm to calm down. They did this a few years ago with Irma, right? And Irma caused millions of damage after they prayed for it to go away. So I feel, that if they just keep praying every hurricane, one of these times it's not going to hit. It's not going to do damage. It's bound to happen, right? It's bound to happen that their prayers are going to work. They're going to say that their prayers worked because they've been doing this with every single hurricane that comes their way.
So
that's an issue in everywhere. I mean, if, for example, a doctor, they're praying, and if the operation is successful, then the prayers worked, and if the operation is unsuccessful, then the doctor is to blame.
Right.
This happens everywhere.
Okay, but I have a question though. All right, let's say you pray, and the storm was supposed to come for like Florida or whatever, and after you prayed, it goes to a different direction and it hits somewhere else, right? So when it goes and hits somewhere else, do the people in this new place that the hurricane hit, can they come and sue you for sending the hurricane their way instead? Like somebody should try that, because they actually believe like, yeah, we stopped the hurricane from coming our way, but now it went to a different direction and it caused a lot of damage over there. And now the people over there could come and say like, well, what the hell, you send the hurricane our way. And so if you believe that you send the hurricane our way, we should sue you for damages. No? Can they not do that? Somebody should try that.
Someone should.
All right, let's see what the top comment is. Anu is saying, Christians be like, this hurricane is a blessing from God in Jesus' name. Amen. Art is saying, I'm in South Florida on the East Coast. The bulk of it will miss us. Oh, this is too long of a comment. Sorry. Christian is saying, I hope the hurricane misses Florida and they think it worked, so even more show up next time and drown. Oof, ouch, sheesh, that was dark. That just went dark very fast. Okay, my God, no. I hope that was a joke. Madison is saying, in order for God to listen, they must stand and pray at the pier for the entire duration of the hurricane. Oh yeah, a lot of people are hoping that they just stand there and drown. Okay, that's dark. I pray. Okay, Ari saying, in quotation, I pray to God that some other miserable sod will suffer consequences of the hurricane, just not me and my family. Did I get this right? All right. Yeah, exactly. Like when you're praying the hurricane going in a different direction, you're technically asking God to fuck someone else up instead of you, right? That's what you're asking. All right, should we go to the next?
Will from the live chat said, I'm in North Carolina and might just get the lawsuit going.
Okay, good. Let us know how that goes.
Great.
All right. Okay, next news.
Next news out of the USA. These Jehovah's Witnesses let their son die by denying him a blood transfusion. So this is frustrating. It's frustrating because we've reported on these stories over the past 2 years consecutively. But Jared was diagnosed with lymphoma type of cancer back in 1992. And a blood transfusion was actually going to save his life. But his parents rejected it based on religious beliefs, and it resulted in his death.
Okay, why is this not criminal? Why are these people not in jail?
Religious freedom?
So this is something that has been going on for quite some time, not just with Jehovah's Witnesses, but also with Christian faith-based healers. They also do the same things with their children. Their children will have diabetes or something that could have been prevented with vaccines or even just the flu. And they let their children throw up, and they let their children go into diabetic shock, and they let their children die, and they just stand around praying. In America, this has been protested. We have screamed, we have done all this stuff, but it's ongoing.
Yeah, but why is that not obviously criminal? Like, which state is this?
In a few different states, you're allowed to do it. Every state, Jehovah's Witnesses are allowed to do this. In Indiana and Idaho, these religious laws exist that you don't have to do anything against your religious beliefs, so they don't have to take their children to the doctor. Does it say what state this one is in specifically?
Darren saying, no, Mitchell saying, as far as I'm concerned, this is murder. It was done on purpose. No faith should get in the way of saving a life. Yeah, I agree. This is technically murder. These people should be charged with murder. Sabine is saying natural selection. I wish more believers would choose prayer for.
And see, this is bullshit because so many children. These children are victims.
Right. So
they're victims.
Yeah.
This isn't natural selection. Fuck you.
Yeah. So she's saying, I wish more believers would choose prayer for their well-being and health. So the thing is that even if it's not, so first of all, as Ali mentioned, it's the children, right? So the children didn't choose this. The parent chooses it. The children are paying the price. And the second thing is that natural selection is a force of nature. That doesn't mean it's a good thing always. Gravity is a force of nature. That doesn't mean that we are in favor of people falling down all the time. So I don't like even if it's not the children, Ali, I think it's too. I don't want people to suffer just because they're stupid. It's just it doesn't fit the. Like, just because you're stupid, that doesn't mean you have to suffer. I want people to be happy, including the stupid people, right? I think everyone.
No, I agree.
Yeah. So when you see stupidity and you get frustrated, please don't let your frustration get so high that you lose your humanity. Okay? When you get frustrated with people's stupidity, just remember that doesn't mean these people deserve to suffer because they're stupid. Okay? Try to be kind enough to want people to be happy, even if they're stupid. Anyways. But let's see. Darren is saying this should not be a decision for the parents. It should be a matter for the state to intervene and act in the interest of the child. Yeah, and it's so weird to me that the most advanced country in the planet still hasn't figured this out, right? Like, you think that this is such an obvious decision for the United States to make. Like, you're not protecting your most vulnerable citizens, which are children. Like, if you're not doing that, what the fuck are you doing? Like, honestly, like, this is such an easy decision. How is it taking this long? This is the power of religion that makes obvious decisions so hard to turn into law. Anyways, Shubham, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I was like, the last thing you said, like, it is so obvious for the US to make the decision. I mean, even people here in India, I mean, when I was like the other day, I was talking with my dad about the Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons and everything in the US, and he was like, seriously, US has this shit. I mean, he actually said that, okay, I can understand if India has this shit, but how can you tell me that US has this shit?
Right, yeah, I don't know. By the way, Shubham, your image is frozen. So you want to fix
Okay,
it?
so it's not just me. Yeah.
Yeah, Shubham. Maybe
Okay, yeah, in YouTube as well. I don't know.
Turn off your camera and then turn it back on. No, like on Skype, like turn off the cam. Okay, now turn it back on.
Yeah, is it fine?
Yeah, see? Fix. I knew how to fix
Alright.
that. See?
Right.
I have the solution. All right, let's wait. Next news.
Next news is out of Iran. Iranian woman sentenced to 24 years behind bars for removing compulsory hijab. 20-year-old Saba Cord Afshari, This woman is absolutely incredible. She's been a women's rights activist for many years, doing things like removing her hijab, making videos, things of that nature. She has been charged with spreading corruption and prostitution by taking off her hijab and walking without a veil. She's also been charged with spreading propaganda against the state and assembly and collusion. So she's been sentenced to jail for 24 years for these things. She's the reason why they've made it so lengthy this time is she's had previous offenses. But here's the deal: is they've also recently arrested her mother, who to bring further pressure to Saba and to have Saba make false confessions about other things that she's done.
So they realize that this woman is such a badass that they can't intimidate her with like prison sentence. So they're like, let's go after her mom. Like, think about how fucking low you have to be as a country, so that you go after people's family to intimidate them. Like, wouldn't you think, like, you know, we're the bad people at this? Like, aren't we the baddies? Like, isn't that one of those scenarios that you're like, wow, we're really the evil people in this story, aren't we? But think about how Saba, like how badass she is, like that multiple offense. That means she took off her hijab as a sign of protest, and she got arrested, and she had a warning, and she was like, yeah, I'm going to keep doing this. Like, talk about a freedom fighter, right? Like these are the people that change history. These are the people that, like, I tell people that every freedom and every right and every sense of peace and security we enjoy is because somebody somewhere decided to sacrifice their freedom, their rights, their safety, sometimes their life. And that's why we get to enjoy it today in countries like Canada, United States, or Western European countries. And this is happening right now. This woman right here, this is what she's doing. She's trying to bring freedom to the people after her. She's going to go to jail, and she's going to be there for a very long time. But she's trying to sacrifice her freedom for freedom of other people. You're just looking at a hero right here. You're looking at a freedom fighter.
That's right.
Yeah. This is something people should... These are people that you should know and appreciate, and you need to support, right? This is what... These are the names that we don't hear often enough. Let's see what the top comment is. Damien is saying, well, I'm sure the rules are pretty well known, so... serves her right. Oh my god, what the fuck? Look at the top comment, guys. The top comment thinks that she deserves it because she knows the rules.
Wow.
Yeah.
She should have known the rules. Fucking asshole, man. No, man, what the hell? Are these people, like, I don't know, every time I see something like this, I want to ask them, do they think Rosa Parks should have followed the rules?
Exactly. Do people really think that if it's law, then it's good? I can't.
These people
I never understand these people. I mean, they're assuming he's from the West. His ancestors probably fought against the rules for some things, right? And that's why he can say this right now.
Right. The person that posting this actually is from the United Kingdom, right? So he gets to enjoy all the freedom and all the rights that he has because other people broke the rules. Other people broke the rules for this motherfucker to be able to enjoy it without any sense of appreciation and any sense of gratitude for other people that are not doing the same thing for people that don't have those freedoms and rights. Like, seriously, Damon, fuck you. Bill is saying, see, religion has no place in making laws. No, this comment is way too long. Hijab is empowerment, bro. Okay, that's just a joke. Anyways, should we go to the next news?
Next news is out of Mexico.
One second. Let it load. Okay, now.
All right. Next news out of Mexico. A woman reportedly fell 80 feet while practicing extreme yoga on a balcony. So this 23-year-old college student, identified as Alexa Terrazas, decided to get a picture of herself doing some free yoga in an elevated terrace. The photo seemingly snapped prior to the fall. that had gone viral on Twitter. So apparently her form of extreme yoga is tied to Hinduism. And here's the deal, though. Like, so in trying to do this, in trying to get a photo of like her in this perfectly peaceful, extreme pose, she fell and broke 110 bones.
Oof.
And had to go through 11 hours of surgery.
Oh, wow. That's insane. 80 feet. Okay, so this is obviously stupid. But does it honestly have anything to do with Hinduism? I think Anna included this here because they mentioned it has something to do with Hinduism. But I don't think this decision to do this has anything to do with Hinduism. Right, Shapam?
Yeah, I mean, as much as I love to bash Hinduism, I don't think there's anything here which can be related to Hinduism. I mean, okay, yoga is related to Hinduism, but no one asked her to do yoga on a balcony 80 feet high.
Right. But, okay.
Right.
But, yeah. Go on, Ellie. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
But also, I also want a lot of people, I'm pretty sure if I scroll down, there's going to be people like saying natural selection and shit like that. Again, I don't care. Like, she's obviously made a very, very, very dumb choice, okay? But you don't deserve to have 100 bones in your body broken because you make stupid choices. Like,
Right.
yeah, I don't feel like you could acknowledge that somebody made a very poor decision and sympathize with the pain that they have to go through at the same time. Like, those two things are not mutually exclusive. You could do them at the same time, okay? Let me see. Let's see if I was right. Let me see the top comment. Chris is the top comment saying the fact that she survived, that is honestly impressive, but also heartbreaking for the future of our species. Natural selection called, but fate had other plans. Darn. So I don't know if that guy is. Well, let's see. Derek is saying, I hope that she recovers enough to attend the Darwin Award ceremony. Well, at least you're wanting her to recover, so that's fine. Years of recovery. She should look into yoga. And the Darwin. Okay, good. At least I'm not seeing somebody saying she deserved it. You know, that's good. Todd is saying, I was walking. Never mind, that's way too long. Okay, good. Now, people are saying the Darwin Award, but she didn't die, and nobody is celebrating the fact that she broke any bones. So, good. So my prediction was wrong, and I'm glad that my prediction was wrong. But this is not that relevant to Hinduism, bro. So tell Anna that if I mean, sometimes when there is no connection, maybe we should include news like this to teach people how not to make loose connection, like just make connections to religion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Maybe let's.
I think there should be one for it.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah. Actually,
Maybe not purposely sought out, but this one is a good example.
Yeah, it's a good example. So people like, what does this have to do with religion? And our answer is nothing. That's our point. Don't make random connections to religion.
There you go.
Just because it has some religious term doesn't mean it has to do with religion.
Yeah. This dumb decision was not because of religion. That's our conclusion.
It is completely personal, and completely personally stupid.
Right. Okay, that was our last news. By the way, I see we finally had Christy here today. Is she still there?
Christy!
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody in the Facebook live chat, Adam, Steve, Ivan, Muhammad, and also on the YouTube live chat, Beach, Dirty Dancer, Noblies, another god that's Atheist, Mars, Beach, Casey. I think I read a couple of people twice. Who else? Who did I miss? Oh, Mike. He's gonna say live long and prosper pretty soon. But yeah, I think I read most people. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for commenting.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, love you guys. And I'm glad that this time we didn't have any technical difficulties. I think our next show, I'm going to be finally back in Vancouver. I can't wait to go back home. Godless Atheist is saying, go get some sleep, Armin. Oh yeah, you can see I'm tired. All right, love you guys. All right, talk to you later.